If you're alone and life is making you lonely, you can always go on blind marriage. If in your life then you're in need of a wife, then you can always go on blind marriage. Just listen to the answers from the women in the city. You don't know what they look like, but I'm sure that they're pretty. How can you lose with Kurt Swindle's there to help you find a wife? Cause that's what he does on blind marriage. Your wife is waiting for you. Blind marriage, your wife is waiting for you.
Hello, good evening, it's 9 o'clock, and welcome to another splendid edition of Blind Marriage! The show where one lucky chap gets to pick one of our 3 beautiful ladies to be his loyal, loving wife. Let's meet the contestants. Contestant number 1, what's your name and where are you from?
I'm Betty Rose, and I'm from Cheshire.
Splendid. Contestant number 2, what's your name and where are you from?
I'm Betty Sue, I'm from Yorkshire.
Rather. Contestant number 3, what's your name and where are you from?
I'm Betty Ann, and I'm from Bedfordshire.
Now, let's meet our eligible bachelor. So, they were the ladies, they were spiffing, weren't they? Now let's meet the eligible bachelor. Arthur from... So, Arthur, where are you from, and what are you looking for in a woman?
Grimsby. I'm looking for a woman who can look after a man. You know, clean and cook and just do all the things women should do.
Right. On with the show. So, on with the questions. Arthur.
Well, ladies, I've had a hard day at work and I'm coming home. What do we expect to find?
Well, obviously your dinner will be waiting for you on the table. Your slippers will be waiting by the fire, keeping warm. And if we have children, they'll be bathed and in bed and out of the way.
Well, sounds a relatively nice answer.
Well, I think I'd have to say, tea on the table, slippers by the fire, and kids bathed and in bed.
Right, well. And contestant number 3.
I like an evening meal prepared for around 6 o'clock sharp. Obviously, children out of sight, sound asleep. And anything else you require, papers, slippers, pipe.
Right. Second question, Arthur.
Well, ladies, we've had a bit of an argument at home. You've managed to get a bruise on your eye. Deirdre next door asked you what it is. How do you deal with this?
Contestant number 1.
Well, obviously I'd forgive you straight away, of course, because it would be my fault. But I think a little bit of makeup goes a long way. And obviously I'd tell the neighbours that I'd fell down the stairs or something that they'll believe, of course.
Good excuses, yeah. Contestant number 2.
Well, I'm a big favourite of the old I walked into the door. And of course, again, a little bit of foundation goes a long, long way.
Sure does. Contestant number 3.
Well, firstly, I would try and conceal the bruising. And if anybody asked me any questions, I would just become immediately offended and obviously tell them, again, falling down the stairs, walked into the door.
Right, well, Arthur, time for our third and final question. So now, for our third and final question. Arthur?
Well, ladies, obviously a husband has certain needs, and a wife has certain duties. How often a week would a wife fulfill these duties?
Right, let's find out. Contestant number 1.
Well, I guess I'd say whenever needed. Of course, we'd have to try and have children, but whenever necessary, I suppose.
Okay, well then. Contestant number 2.
I'd say once a month we push the twin beds together.
Right. Contestant number 3.
I'd say whenever the man feels like it. And obviously, when we're trying for children, whenever I feel like it.
Right. Arthur, decision time.
Time for Arthur to make his choice. Will it be the lovely Betty Rose from Cheshire? Will it be the gorgeous Betty Sue from Yorkshire? Or the gorgeous Betty Ann from Bedfordshire? Arthur from The Choice Is Yours.
Well, Arthur, who will it be?
Well, it was a very hard choice. Right up until the end there, it was all very much the same. It was going to be number 2. But I don't quite like that answer for the third question. Once a month isn't quite enough for me, so I think I'll go for contestant number 1.
Betty Rose! Now, let's meet the losers. Contestant number 3, reveal yourself, Betty Ann. What do you think, Arthur?
Well, it's a shame, really, that I've not picked Betty, but I've not seen the other 2 yet.
Okay. Sorry, better luck next time. And contestant number 2, reveal yourself, Betty Sue. So, what do you think, Arthur?
Well, it really, really is a shame, but well, we'll wait and see.
Okay. And your wife to be, for sure, contestant number 1, Betty Rose.